Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and let's talk a little bit about Qualcomm, Apple, and Intel. Late last week, Qualcomm and Apple came to an agreement on their patent dispute, or just the dispute that they've had across the world over modems and what Intel's been doing. And they kind of said in the joint statement, they both basically pasted the same statement on both their press releases, is Qualcomm and Apple have reached a multi-year agreement, and it's going to be agreement as of April 1st, 2019, and that's going to be a 6-year deal that includes a 2-year option to extend the multi-year agreement. And this is kind of interesting that they were able to come out with this. There's going to be some more stuff, I'm sure, here at all the quarterly meetings that they have for investors coming up, and as a report their financials here this quarter. And Apple will be paying Qualcomm for those royalties and what's been happening, and basically this settles on all the cases between Apple and Qualcomm for this dispute, and they'll be moving forward from that. But in conjunction, or what I think was in conjunction, was also Intel's announcement saying that they will be getting out of the 5G modem development and not actually producing the 5G modems. And this was actually very interesting to me, because I thought that Apple was going to be trying to go with Intel for a much more longer period of time because of the dispute with Qualcomm. And one of my theories on this, now there's many different angles you could take, but one of my things that I was thinking about is that Intel went to Apple and said, hey, yeah, about that, our chip modem business isn't really making money. We're going to need you to pay us some more if you want us to be able to do it. And yeah, we're going to have to, and you know, if you can't do that, it may be even a lot longer before we even get a 5G modem up and running to your standards. And Apple probably had to go back and look, maybe we should go in a different direction, and maybe we have to go and talk to Qualcomm and agree with them and get something to go forward on, because we've seen, you know, when they released the Qualcomm and the iPhone side by side, that the Qualcomm one with the Qualcomm modem just performed that much better. I remember that a few years back. I believe I had the iPhone with the Intel modem, and it just drove me up the wall on just how it wasn't as good as the other one that was from a different carrier here in the United States. But when you take a look at it, Semi-Accurate has actually done some great reporting on some of the Intel stuff before, on their 5G stuff, where it wasn't just didn't seem to be actually true, more like it was vaporware. And go check them out over at Semi-Accurate. They do some great reporting overall. I really like them. But to me, it just seems like Intel, with the press release, of course, saying that, hey, yeah, this is not a money-making venture. That's not really making any money. So we're not going to go down this road. They also said that we're going to be going forward with the network equipment side, so not the modems inside of devices, but the supplying the cloudification, as they put it, network side of the backbones, basically, you know, everything that supports the overall network. Now, that could be great. That could work out well for them. But one thing that I was thinking about is Intel has always been talking up these connected devices. I mean, Qualcomm's coming in fast and furious with the Windows 10 on ARM. And if Windows 10 on ARM on these always connected devices have the built-in modems and everything on that chip, especially with 5G, where's Intel going to be in this? And is the only option then, which it is right now, or as it seems, is going to be the Qualcomm M.2 slot, you know, chip for 5G. And if this is the case, how well is Intel going to just be wanting to jump on board and work with Qualcomm, as there is, you know, some competing, you know, there's some competition there. I know Qualcomm has been on stage with AMD, and they've talked about their connectivity solutions between those two companies, and they seem to be on better terms. But it's going to be interesting how this all rolls out with these companies and how they're going back and forth with each other. And Apple, I think, is going to be in a good position. They're going to be able to use Qualcomm's technology, you know, and have that better modem. They may even get they're going to reap that benefits that Qualcomm already has on making some great modem products. So that I think is a win for Apple overall. I think it's a win for Qualcomm because they get out of this patent dispute and they get what they wanted, which is money, and they show that their value in their modems of being the best is there. Intel is the big question mark on what they're going to do and why they're moving out, but it's more and more seems like that the 5G stuff was just never there, and they don't want to spend any more money on something that they can't actually going to be able to produce. They want to focus that elsewhere. So let me know what your thoughts are in this whole Qualcomm, Apple, Intel, and modem stuff that's going on there. Let me know what your theories are of what actually happened behind the scenes. Maybe one day we'll know. I'm actually excited to find out if that happens, to see what actually behind the scenes triggered what. But until next time, I do want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support Gray Overload and helping this channel grow. I do appreciate it. And don't forget, until next time, to like, share, and subscribe.